Requirement 5 in the supervision guidelines is about having procedures for communication channels with our clients. Okay, and that sounds really weird because you think, oh, we've got so many ways of communicating with clients. We can actually talk to them in person. We can ring them up on a telephone. We can send them an email. We can talk to them over Messenger. We can use WhatsApp. We can use so many different ways. We can use all sorts of social media. And God forbid, somebody actually mentioned the word fax today. I believe they still exist. So some people are still using those. So there's so many ways. And you could also write a letter and put a stamp on it and pop it down to Australia Post and off it will go. And not quite sure when it'll get there, but off it will go. So, but it's more than that. It is actually more than that. So your licensee in charge needs to have within your agency written procedures on how you ensure that all communication during the provision of services under an agency agreement, so whether you're managing somebody's property, whether you're selling their property, whether you're a buyer's agent identifying possible properties for a purchaser to purchase, whether you're a strata manager looking after strata plans or community associations under an agency agreement, of course. So it's what communication channels that you have in place with the owner of the property or the person who has the legal right to act on the owner's behalf. So firstly, you need to make sure that you're dealing with the legal owner. So we go into there the other requirements under the supervision guidelines in terms of your fraud prevention, which is actually identifying who is your owner, citing some real identification, and then actually getting some proof of ownership. So that's really important on the way through there. So, that you actually need to only use the contact details held on file, okay, so that you have for these people and confirmed as belonging to that person. Now, we've got a major issue of cybercrime. Property agencies are great targets for cyber. Talk to any of the insurance providers in the property space, and they'll tell you day after day after day 100 times how much property agencies now, because you've got people's bank account details, you've got all of their personal details, and you've got money. So much easier than robbing a bank is to, do some cybercrime and hack into your systems as a property agent, because you've got access to all of those things. So one, you need protection. You also need to make sure you're dealing with the right people. So if you have on an agency agreement someone's personal email address and their personal mobile number, and they start sending you instructions either as to you as a buyer's agent or as a strata manager or as, in the sale of a property or the management of a property would probably be the most common, from their work email or their work number, you've got a question here. One, is there a cybercrime issue, or is it, it could be simply that, they're sending you this because they're at work and they've thought of it, or, that's during normal waking hours where they can business hours where they can actually get a hold of you. But you need the authority that you're dealing with the right person. So if it's not the phone number, not the email address that you have on your agency agreement, double check it. Pick up the phone. Always the best option. Do a online call with them where you can actually see them and have a look in that camera over on the side of your screen and say, yep, that's the person that I signed the agency agreement. I'm dealing with the right person. Yes. And get them to flick you an email saying, okay to receive directions from me from this additional email address. So, and again, and I've talked about this when I've talked cybercrime before, I've talked about this when I've talked the fraud prevention details, but again, under the communication channels, they all overlap, guys. If somebody asks you to change their bank, and I'd say this would be mostly for property management deals, change their bank account details, their contact details, their email address, double check it. Pick up the phone, use another form of contacting them to actually confirm that is their request. It's not a divorce matter or a property settlement matter or a cyber or a fraud issue. So just one, protect yourself, two, protect your clients. So a great way to go down that. So, it's really, really important to make sure that you have the right authority from the right people to do your job. Really simple.